busy week this week?
For you?
No, for you.
Man, I've been through a lot. You got to try a lot harder to get to me. So it's been an interesting week for sure. First of all, awesome 2 weeks by our football team, our staff, and proud of them, you know, to come out of our bye week the way we did. Maybe the most disappointed and embarrassed I've been after a game, to go into our bye week and really spell out what we need to be, and for there to be ownership in that. You don't get better at anything without ownership, and so super proud of the team, and you know, beating a great team with a great tradition. Between those two teams, there's 8 national championships, and for us to beat them in back-to-back weeks coming out of what we did says a lot about the character of this football team. As you guys know, MJ has chosen to redshirt, and Brennan Armstrong is our starter. And I didn't announce that on Monday. I was hoping we could maintain a competitive advantage in our preparation with Wake Forest having to prepare, as you've seen, with 2 quarterbacks on the field at the same time. That plan didn't work, okay? Somebody found out, put it out there on Tuesday, is what it is. But as I told you guys previously in one of my press conferences earlier in the season, I think it was after our VMI game, our plan was, beginning of the year, to try and redshirt MJ, and that was the plan. And to give him a chance behind an experienced quarterback to develop and grow. And as the season unfolded and we struggled offensively, I felt it was time to reassess that plan. And that's part of my job. And the team needed a spark. So I met with MJ, Coach Roper and I, and asked him if he wanted to play. And because I thought he could help our offense and our team, and he agreed. And we pushed forward with that plan in place and him playing. And as games progressed and time went on, MJ came to me and let me know that he was still thinking about preserving his red shirt. I was surprised, you know, by that, because he was our starter and really didn't expect that, you know, for a starting player to want to sit back down. He said he wasn't sure which way to go, but he wanted me to know that that was something that he was thinking about and talking with his family about. After the 4th game, he was very decisive and telling me it was important to him and his family to preserve his red shirt. And so we're honoring that decision. And with that, Brennan is our starter. Our team has embraced him in this role, and we're rallying around him and super excited to see what he does in this opportunity with his finish. He's handled this, as Aiden said yesterday, like a grown-ass man. Couldn't have been said any better. A guy with his storied adventure, I guess you'd say, journey through college football, and what he did at Virginia, and then what he suffered there, and then when he came in, the good and the bad, and just the way he handled everything. Excited for him, very excited. You know, and as always, you know, I just ask, there's a lot of opinions, there's a lot of storylines, there's a lot of hate. You know, just be a good person. You know, cheer on these guys that are playing, get behind them, be excited. This team has a lot to play for. MJ was on our scout team this week. He gave us a great look. Brennan has prepared, and the guys are playing hard for him, and he's earned a ton of respect in our program. And so it's his team now, and so we're excited to see him finish the season. And you know, like everything, it's an opportunity. And I look at all of these moments for me as a leader. Adversity brings out the best. You can fight or you can run, and I love to fight. And so does Brennan, and this team has proven that they are fighters. And so we get a really incredible opportunity in 2 weeks in a row now to go on the road and play someone else's senior day. That's a memorable day for those football teams. To play at Wake Forest, as you know, a place that not many have been successful from NC State. I think in my tenure, just one team with Jacoby, and the rest of them have been pretty tight ball games, come down to the wire. A lot of, from Ricky Person's onside recovery that was denied, to Emeka's play. We spent a lot of crazy games with these guys, and so, you know, as I said in my early press conference to start the week, I think Dave Clawson is a tremendous football coach, and his team will play hard. And for us, it's just building on the last 2 weeks. A defense that stops people, creates takeaways, denies explosive plays for scores, plays with swagger, plays physical, dominates line of scrimmages. Offense that can be efficient, take care of the football, be opportunistic, score in the red zone, protect the quarterback, and keep him clean. The pre-snap stuff, limiting that. Our special teams have been tremendous all year, and just continuing with that and bringing the effort, it's going to take. And regardless of the crowd noise or lack of, whatever we end up with in the game, it shouldn't dictate how we play. We need to go in there with great focus and have fun playing this game that we love. So with that, anything about the game you guys want to ask?
Why has it been so tough to always win in the Redskins?
It's a great question. If I knew the answer to that, we've put ourselves in position to win there many times and just haven't gotten it done. And in some cases, I would argue that we did get it done and just had a bad break. To cross the goal line with the ball and fumble, to recover an onside kick with momentum to go win the game, and because they didn't have enough camera angles, we didn't get the catch. Just been crazy down there, and you just got to earn it. We got to go earn this win. We got to make it undeniable, right? We got to hand the ball to the official when we score. We got to make sure that we're in position and we put the game away. And the home team's been able to do that. We've had our success here, they've had their success there, and it's going to be a great football game. We totally expect, a one possession, full quarter or more game, and know that we got to make plays to earn the win.
And confidence-wise, you guys are going into this game the right way.
Oh, yeah.
Helps, I imagine.
Guys are in a good place right now. They also have an edge to them. They're on a 5-game season mission to be the best team in the ACC for 5 games. And this is the 3rd step. And just do it again.
Should, God forbid, something should happen to Armstrong, do you have an idea who might be the backup?
Yeah, I was thinking maybe we put Dylan McMahon at quarterback and or Peyton Wilson maybe. That'd be a good look.
Coach Doeren, great effort by your defense this past week, and you said with the goal line stand, not allowing any touchdowns, and pressuring Tyler Van Dyke early. How do you look to replicate that this Saturday and put pressure on Mitch Griffiths early in the game?
Yeah, each week's a different challenge, They're going to be on the line fast. There's a lot of run game that's pass game at the same time, so you're fitting max protection or run, basically, and the RPOs that go with that. And so you have to get off blocks. You have to knock their line of scrimmage back. And when we blitz, we have to blitz with the mentality we're going to win. It's going to be very challenging to have an unblocked blitzer with how many guys they keep in their protection. So you got to beat blocks, and you got to strain. And their quarterbacks walking up into the line with the football to throw. We got to bat some of those balls up. But yeah, each week, and this one in particular, it's a unique challenge. Our defense is excited about the challenge, and we know they will be too.
You see a difference with Brennan doesn't have to do everything like maybe he thought he did going into the UConn game or Notre Dame. Kevin didn't have a carry when Brennan was the starting quarterback. He didn't have a pop pass when Brennan was the starting quarterback. So I don't know, maybe they talked to Brendan at all about this, but it's a different team the last few games where you have the defense first formula and don't turn the ball over, don't have penalties, be smart formula that maybe wasn't there because the team was finding itself the first few games.
Yeah, I think you're like spying on me, man. That conversation is exactly the one that we've had, and actually I didn't have to have it. He said it to me. He knows what we're doing. He understands. He's also in a very good mental space. I think that break for him was good. It was. It was time for him to reset, reevaluate what he was doing, watch what's happening, and put his head down and work. And could be more proud of how he handled that break. But you're right. Like, we weren't huddling back then. We weren't all together in the huddle. We weren't talking the way we're talking now, connecting the way that we're connecting now. The guys are playing better around the quarterback, and they have to do that in this game. They have to play well around the quarterback in this game.
Has MJ told you he wants to remain in the program, and is that something he'll be allowed to do?
Everything about this is Wake Forest right now. We'll get into everything else later. I made my statement. So anything about Wake Forest you guys want to talk about, I'm definitely open to that.
You talked about huddling. What do you kind of like about guys kind of getting back together on the field?
Yeah, I think when you change offenses and personnel in and out of your huddle. When you're together in the same system over time, maybe the huddle's not as important, but I felt we were disjointed, you know, we were dropping passes, we were in pre-snap penalties, and it just didn't look like a group of guys that was playing together. And to me, the first thing you do is get on the same page. And what's the easiest way to do that? Hear the quarterback talk every play. Get them all right there, get their eyes on his eyes, let him speak to them, and then break the huddle together, connect, put your arms on each other, put your arms around each other, you know, bump each other, fist bumps in the huddle, all that, you know, and then let's go play the game. And so to me, that was a solution to a problem that we had. And I don't know if it'll stay forever, but right now I think it's been a good change.
So guys, talking about guys playing well on Brennan, how crucial is it going to be for the running back room to start building on? Kind of drive last week. Jordan Poole's in there now.
Yeah, you know, those guys do a great job. You know, their role has changed, you know, because we are pitching the ball to some guys and they're not getting as many carries, and they've been great teammates about it. They just want to win. And so whatever we ask those guys to do, they've been tremendous. And I know that's not easy, you know, as a guy that's a runner, you want to run the football more, you know. And so what I think they've learned is, hey, whatever we need to win, we're going to do. And when we get our touches, like you saw Kendrick get a touch, do something with it. You know, make somebody miss. Don't let the first guy tackle you. You know, do your job in there. And like I always tell the players, if you want to play more, play better. You know, just put better things on tape, get in practice and make plays, and then that thing starts to evolve in a different way, you know.
And Brennan has been a captain for you guys as a starter and a backup, consistent leader throughout all of that. How helpful is it having someone with all of his experience going on the road in the conference going into this?
He's been through a lot, and I think, you know, the one thing I respect about him more than anything is just how he works day in and day out. I think your consistency as a person is what builds trust, you know, and if I know I'm going to get the same 5 every day, Brennan, every day, then I know how to coach that guy. And even, I mean, the first run, he tried to win every rep. The third run, he tried to win every rep. The 5th, everything was the same with him. And he's had to get better at some things in his game, but you know what you're getting. You're getting a tough dude that's going to compete hard. And he's going to put it on the line. You know, I mean, he tried to run over that big safety from Miami. Like, he got up smiling, like, damn, that guy hit. You know what I mean? He came over, he's like, that's a big dude. I'm like, yeah, that is a big dude. Like, you know, but I think the players love that. You know, they love to see that. And not just saying him. Like, they love to see consistent strain, like Davin Van. The guys love Davin because what are you going to get from Davin? I mean, you're going to have to pick him up and carry him to the locker room at the end of the game sometimes, you know? He's pulling this brace on and this brace on and this, you know what I mean? Like, that's, players dig that, man. I like playing with dudes like that that are going to put it in there. So, Peyton Wilson, similar thing, right? Boykin, what he had to do for a couple weeks, you know, taping himself together. And there's something to that, you know, and I think as a competitor, man, that's respect, right? And our guys love that part of this game and the DNA of our program, hard, tough, together. Like, that's part of it, you know, showing up every day with that tough attitude.
Is it validating as a head coach, having that many of those types of guys in the locker room?
It is, and it was also why I was disgusted after the Duke game, because I didn't see that on the field. I was really disappointed. Like, that is not what I've worked 11 years to do. Win or lose, like, I want to see people hitting people. I want tough, you know? And that's me. That's the program that I wanted to be a part of when I came here, and it was built. And the guys have understood where I was coming from. Like, coach, we're with you. That's not who we want to be either, and let's go play better. And they have. And so now to do it again against a really good team is Wake Forest, man. You go down there and play. You're going to get, especially on senior day, you're going to get a really good football team.
Given Brennan's toughness and his ability to run the ball, you have to tell him, hey, we got to be a little bit smarter given our depth situation.
I want Brennan to be Brennan. I want him to go play ball. To go play ball the way that number 5 plays ball. Cut it loose and play hard.
How much do you think it's helped that he's kind of still been involved in the game plan the last few weeks as a runner to kind of step back into this role again?
A lot. And you know, just to build him back up confidence-wise and let him be a part of what's going on, he deserved that. You know, I mean, he's a competitive guy that works hard, and there's a lot more to him than a runner. A lot more. So I'm glad that he's going to get an opportunity to show that too.
You mentioned the growth, or his building up his confidence and all of that, but have you seen anything different with Brennan just as a person between his last start and this start? How has he changed over the past few weeks?
You know, I think perspective, maybe. Perspective. You know, just understanding that these might be his last however many games, right? And he said it to me the other day, Coach, man, I just want to go have fun. And I just want to enjoy playing this game. and you could just see it, you know, in his eyes. He was really excited to play, and that's cool, you know. I mean, I think he came in with some pressure on him. You know, there's no pressure on him right now. Just go play football.
When did you talk to him? When did you let him know that he was going to be a starter?
I don't remember. These days are running together. It was Sunday or Monday, something like that. I haven't slept in a week, so it's like one of those 2 days he found out.
In many ways, when you discuss your culture, there's a certain humbleness with the players, mostly because some have gone through the adversity that you've described. And obviously, the COVID year was very difficult, and I'm sure humbling in many ways. Do you think that humbleness and that desire to, you know, serve whatever they want or goals that they have get you through tough times?
You know, I think be humble and be hungry is a part of our program, and it's a part of, for those of us that are spiritual, it's a part of our walk with God, you know, it's humility, and I think that's important. It's really important, and sometimes you get humbled, and injury humbles you, it does. Failure humbles you, and usually that's what you have to go through as a person, you know, to understand and respect when things are good. You know, because a lot of us take good for granted. And so I was humbled many times in my coaching career. And I think back to those times all the time. I don't want to go through that again. Like, I'm not doing that. And so with the guys, you know, it's anytime I get a chance to prevent drop off, to hold guys to a standard, to not just say underachievement's okay, to say that underachievement's not allowed, you know, to deny excuses and try to get kids to understand that playing the blame game doesn't allow you to fix anything. As a coach either, you know, you have to own your blemishes. I think that's a really good lesson for the guys and for the coaches. There's a lot of coaches out there that are, you know, big on themselves. You know, I think the humility aspect of this sport and really in life is just critical for personal growth, you know, if you want to reach any type of goals.
Coach Doeren, as you mentioned, a lot of credit to your defense for limiting the big plays downfield. How important is it for guys to be disciplined this week and not get drawn into that slow mesh and stick their assignments against Wake?
I think we have a mole, Annabelle, like where all this information's coming from. Yeah, so when you play these guys, like, you might be in your gap way longer than you're used to because the ball doesn't declare. It's just walking up slowly to the line. And that got us a couple years ago. You know, our guys on the edge were, where is the ball? And then the ball comes out. So yeah, you have to knock the edge back to the depth of the football and then pursue. And sometimes it takes you a little bit of time to get used to that in the game. We're practicing it, obviously, but that is a concern, you know. The timing of when the ball hits the gaps is different than any other offense you're going to play. And so, you know, I would say that an advantage to us is we have reps playing against this team. We've played them every year, and so a lot of our defensive kids have played them and understand how not to play against them. You know, it's going to be maybe the guys that haven't played against them that have to suffer a little bit in that. But yeah, I know Coach Gibson's been working hard on that. All right, you guys have a great day.